Alright, now I just erased half my footage. I can't believe I'm so stupid. No joke about being lost, though. I really ain't got a clue where we're at. None of them even knew the direction to Manila. Not even the direction to go. But I came from this way, so we're headed back. We're 30 kilometers outside Manila, they said. I really don't know what that translates into miles, to be honest with you. I don't. I know, though, in hours, it's about 2.5 hours. I rode 28 kilometers the other day. It took me 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But I knew where I was going that day. And it wasn't so many hills. On flat ground, I average 11 miles an hour is what I average. The day I rode around Lake Laguna, I averaged about 13 miles an hour. But I had a tricycle take me up a hill that was probably 15 miles or so. I really don't know the exact amount, but it was quite a bit. He gave me a ride up. So figuring that in too. I was probably back down to 11 miles an hour like I always get. The lady at the gas station there, she got me some internet going so I could punch it into Facebook. At least I knew where I was at, and I could check my way home. And I'm pretty confident that I'm going to get lost on the way home because it looked like a straight shot, but you know how that goes, especially for me. I'd love to go look at the lake, but the lake's out now because it's 3 o'clock and it's going to take, I know, 3 hours to get back to the house. I really don't mind riding in the dark, but I got to be where I know where I'm going. Yeah, I can't find my way in the dark around here. Them kids were as nice as kids could be. And I mean that. They truly are. The people here are the best in the world. I get home, we're going to get this video of them kids on as fast as I can. The way them kids treated me brings tears to my eyes because that's really what life is about, happiness. I really wish I had some money on me, but I always just bring 1,000 pesos with me for several reasons. I don't. If you do get robbed, which is always a possibility, no matter where you go, that's always a possibility. They ain't gonna get much. Second reason is I try to limit my spending to 1,000 pesos a day. I come here to Manila for 2 months, and that's 2 months I ain't working, but I still got bills to pay. If it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't even be able to make these trips. I'm really hoping, though, maybe next trip we make, my son will come with me, or maybe next year. I really wish I could tell you where we're at, but They told me I can't pronounce it. I dread going back to this little stretch up here. It's just wall-to-wall traffic. I went by this big, like a mountain with a church on it. I say church, a big cross on top of the mountain. When I get home, I'm going to find out the name of that, and I'm coming back. I'm going to come back and I'm going to climb up there for my friend Bees. I'm going to show Bees that he ain't the only one who can walk up a damn hill. In fact, if at all possible, I'll ride my bike up that hill. But I don't think that's a possibility. Now you can see the potholes up ahead in the road. They're serious. So I ain't going very fast. I don't want to get ran over, and I ain't going to hit one of them big holes. I can't afford an injury or the bike. I'm way too far to let something happen. I erased 70% of my footage trying to get this camera going to get them kids, but it was all worthwhile just having them kids smile like they did. All right, this is the road that I turned to come down this way on. So I'm going Cannon. Actually, this ain't even it, but I'm still going this way. It might be. And we're in the back sticks of the Philippines here now. I mean, we ain't out in the grass huts, but this is a rural area. If I was in the United States, I'd know this is a one-way street. But over here you can't tell because they go down both directions on a one-way street. This is exactly where I came in on this street though. Exactly, right here. Now I came from being straight, so I'm going to follow the traffic. And they're all going Kaliwa, which is left, and that's the direction I wanted to go, because I know I came from there. Someday I'm hoping to live in an area like this. This is where the people are genuine. They're real people here. These are truly the nicest people you'll ever find in the world. At least the nicest I've ever found. All right, 30 kilometers, they said. I just hope this is the road. If anyone knows what 30 kilometers is in miles, you can leave it in the comments. I ain't that good at math. I can't seem to ever remember what a kilometer translates to in miles. I got a big truck coming up behind me now. I told them kids at that basketball court, if we get 100 likes, I'm going to ride my bike that 30 kilometers again and make another video. And anybody who knows me knows I'll do it. I'd never tell a kid something like that and not stand to my word. If it killed me, I wouldn't do that. I really believe that a person ought to keep their word. I ain't saying I've done it my whole life, but as I got older, I learned that it means something if you keep your word. And not really to the person you give your word to, it's to yourself. When you say things you don't mean all the time, it wears on you. But if you're a man of your word, you wake up in the morning and you feel good, knowing you stood by what you said the day before. And I could rent a motor scooter and go tooling around on that, not the bike. But that ain't who I am. I'd rather ride the bike and get some exercise. I really feel safer riding a bike than I do a vehicle here. They're saying thank you to something, but I don't know what, but I know what salamat means. Thank you. Hey, I do know I came through here. Believe it or not, I recognize that tree right back there. I am on the right road. That's a little bit of a relief. I ain't saying I ain't still lost, but I'm just saying I'm on the road I came in on. Another thing that's going to help me a lot is I'm going downhill more. I've been riding uphill for an hour. That took me a long time to get that 30 kilometers. Really, it took about 3 hours, 10 miles an hour. Now, when this camera shuts down, I ain't gonna change the battery until I get back to the Metro Taguig market. I took a video there the other night, but it didn't come out. And I promised them people I was going to have a video up of their stuff, but I ain't got one put up, so I'm going back there on my way home. That's really why I came this way, so they'd be on my last stop before I get home. And I feel a little bad because they tried to get me to eat this cow brain. I told them I ain't eating no cow brain, but the more I thought about it, I'm a fool for not trying it. All right, that sign that says Tai Tai, that is home. Tai Tai is the C6 road that I leave Manila, or I leave on. Now, the important thing is, for me, is not to miss a single sign that says Tai Tai. Because it's after 3 o'clock, it gets dark at 6, and I'm every bit of 2.5 hours from the house. But I really ain't going straight home, but I can go to the market and come home in the dark. I ain't worried about that. That market ain't very far from the house. I'd like to get to that market though before dark, because it's kind of a challenge for me to find the road to turn off the C6 for it. My marker is two big cranes that are sticking up in a construction yard. But I don't know if I'll be able to see them at night. Any of you bicyclers out there, I'd be more than happy to go on a nice long bike ride with somebody from home, from the Philippines. It wouldn't matter to me. I'd like to go on a long bicycle ride with somebody who knew where we were going instead of me just driving and getting lost. Ooh, I ain't gonna make that. I gotta get out from behind him. There ain't no doubt, though, that bicycles and motorcycles and cars are a nightmare for the jeepneys and tricycle riders. They're out here trying to make a living, doing the best they can. You got all these other people just getting in the way. I wish I would have made that. That's one thing about a bike, man. We can go between things that motorcycles can't go. Say hello, sir. Maybe some Filipino bicyclers will see one of these videos and invite me for a ride where we're not going through traffic so much. I'd love to be out on the open road, seeing some of the country. But every time we went on a bus and left Manila, it seemed to be a 2-3 hour ride to get away from people, like I'm talking about. And by the time I ride that far, I'm usually done for, just to ride home. I always figure if I ride 3 hours out, it's 3 hours home. And I always figure 2 hours of, you know, stopping and bullshitting and getting lost, turning around. So I mean, that makes for an 8-hour day right there. I like to get home around 6 o'clock. That's when City gets out of school. 6:30. But I don't think I'll make that tonight because I'm definitely going to the Taguig Metro Market. If it's in with a reason. apologize for not stopping for people like I probably should. But the reality of it is, I just ran by that guy again. The reality of it is, it's hard to get started and stopped on a bike. Getting started is one of the hardest things. I mean, that's where all your energy goes. When you're just cruising like this, I can cruise for miles and miles. So when I got to stop every 50 feet and start up again. I don't know how old these trees are, but some of that type of trees that are really big around are come from the Spanish days. I think they're anywhere from 300 to 900 years old, is what they told me on the trees downtown Manila at a park I went to. If I knew exactly what park that was, but that's been 7 or 8 years ago. I would like to go get a video with that. Like I said, I don't know how much longer my camera's gonna hold up before the battery goes dead. But you got a first-hand look at some of RIZAL outer area. We're probably 25 kilometers out of Manila now. I was 30. I've had to go 5 kilometers. And you ain't even got to bother leaving a comment about getting the GPS or using the Wi-Fi on your phone. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to travel. I'm a traveler. I want to travel on my own instinct. I want to learn the path myself. I want to be able to travel just as well when the lights go out as I can now. I know I use the GPS every now and then. I got to get directions from it every now and then. But I look at that like a Band-Aid. You buy a box of Band-Aids, you hope you never use them. But you want them just in case you need them. Alright, I hope like hell that sign says for me to go Taguig. I need to... I don't even say. It really is the stopping and starting that kills me on my time and my energy.